Where's Kevin? Oh no. Oh gosh. Where's Kevon?
Save me, Mike.
Save me.
Save me.
I found you. Kevin, I found you.
Oh, you have no idea how hard it was there. It was so scary.
Kevin, I'm very bright, as in I'm a smart person.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Shiny Mike?
Shiny Mike. There we go. Now we're a little less shiny. I have my temperature turned up. That's fun with this, with these cool fancy lights. I can change it. I'm so excited, by the way, for you to actually start using these cool and fun fancy lights, because you can change from blue to orange. Oh, I can look like I'm in Asana. Project management software Asana.
Is that your new title at Pokésports?
Yeah, that's it. I'm the Asana manager. Exactly. Let's get some projects going. Let's manage our timelines. Let's manage our milestones. We got it. Gotta
hire a whole Sauna staff.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, we only have one web designer, one editor. We have 7 people in the sauna to make sure that the sauna.
That's a lot of people in the sauna. That's a lot of people in the sauna. Also, major big sauna because we're social distancing.
Yes.
So we're talking sauna. Like
at Mike's new house.
Least 6 feet times 7 people. So at least 42 feet worth of perimeter in that sauna.
Spectre Titan says Kevin went through the Shadow Realm. Yep.
Kevin did go through the Shadow Realm.
It's a dark place down there.
It's a place that you don't want to be, honestly. Welcome to Pokésports, everybody. Still getting used to this whole setup here, hence the
Mine
Kevin in
changed.
the dark world. But yeah, no, Kevin, you're still stuck where you're stuck. But things have been okay. I'm trying to figure out some problems with my USB. My camera's been freezing, so I will say this up top. If you see me just like, but you still hear my voice talking, like you still hear my voice, then that's a me thing, and I'll be trying to fix that. So pay attention to Kevin.
If Mike's camera freezes at all during this podcast, don't say anything. Just like do the laughing emoji.
Yeah, exactly.
That
laugh,
right
laugh,
there.
laugh, poo. Laugh, 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 laugh. That means that my computer.
Why? This is the level of my mental state right now.
Mm-hmm.
You said poo, and I'm literally laughing for the first time on the podcast.
The first time ever. You have like a little scoreboard beside you. You didn't make a tick.
Mental capacity right now. It's just like, hey, poo. I'll just laugh.
I like it. Well, folks, I hope you are having a good week. Today we're talking about Ally Switch. So it's about to get a lot worse.
It's from poo to worse.
Exactly. So I'm going to start up my recorder. I assume you have been for a while.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got you claps.
Me too. There's no point. 0 point. All right. So folks, welcome again to Pokésports. Glad you could join us here on YouTube, where we record things live. If you're watching this after the fact, hi, we're in the past. If you're already reading this message, then I'm dead. Whoa. No, I'm alive. I'm kidding.
Was
I
it
hope.
my fault?
Yeah, it was a Kevin-related death. He died.
Just
of
like
Kevin
brain
causes.
death. Just had to listen to me for too long during the PG.
Exactly. All right, folks, here we go. Pokésports podcast number whatever 56. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and I play with one Pokemon on the field.
I'm Kevin. I play with 4 different balloons on the field.
You play with a lot of balloons, Kevin.
Dude, it's Balloon Week.
When does Balloon Week end? Has it ended?
Right now.
Yes.
This is the end of Balloon Week.
Balloon Week is over.
People are complaining. People are already complaining that it's over. People are complaining everywhere.
People are complaining that it's over, you said.
Well, let's start off with the negatives. People are complaining that I'm using a balloon for 4 straight videos. I get comments that are like, Kevin, Urshifu would be better. I'm like, but then it wouldn't be a balloon.
Yeah, but Urshifu's not a balloon, though.
It's not a balloon. And then there's some people saying, why is he playing meme teams for 4 straight days? These aren't meme teams. The point of Balloon Week was to show you that Drifblim is a competitive, viable Pokemon. These are memes.
Yep. Yep.
Heck, I have like Rotom Heat on it. I have Kartana's on the teams. I have Aleki. What else do you want from me?
They're still different teams. They were different teams the whole way through.
Yes,
they just all had one common factor. I dare say that most teams now have a very common factor, and that's Landorus.
And Finny.
Yes,
and
and Finny. Exactly.
And Kartana. And the list goes on. Aren't you glad you didn't at least see some of those? You saw a balloon instead.
We are seeing Tapu Fini on 55% of teams, by the way. I was curious, so I looked it up. Oh my gosh.
Yes, 55% of teams. Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I would rather have Finny than Togekiss. Togekiss was annoying because that means Follow Me also follows Togekiss.
Yeah.
We'll get into Follow Me a little bit later since this is the Ally Switch episode and people love to draw the comparison. That comparison makes absolutely no sense, and I'll get into that in a second.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah, Follow Me follows Togekiss. What follows Finny? Oh no, Moonblast. Like, so?
Yeah.
Wee woo, muddy water.
Did you say wee woo, muddy water? I think that's my favorite say. Can we put that on a shirt?
Wee woo, muddy
water. Wee woo, muddy water.
Any graphic designers, hook us up.
Exactly.
We're at that point where we don't even have to look for like designers anymore. We just say it. Hey guys.
Yeah, right. I wish.
Figure this out for us.
Oh man, I wish you put something out there and it joins. Hey, by the way, it's Friday, not Friday. It's the day after that, 2 times, Sunday, November 29th, which is otherwise known. Where did you go, Kevin? Where did you
Friday
go?
times 2 equals Sunday.
There you are. Hooey.
Is what Mike said.
Exactly. It is 2 times past Sunday, November 29th, which is otherwise known as National Lemon Cream Pie Day. This is Lemon Cream Pie Alchemy. Did you know that was a thing?
No, but I believe it.
It fully is a thing.
They probably have an alchemy for everything, huh?
I mean,
like every flavor.
Yes. Every single flavor has an alchemy attached to it.
I want a pumpkin pie alchemy. Does that exist, Mike?
Pumpkin palchemy. That's what they call her. Pumpkin palchemy.
Okay, if it's Wednesday, what day is it, Mike?
If it's Wednesday, it's National Mutt Day. Get your favorite doggo and just have a grand old time.
But it has to be a mutt, though. Is there any like mutt herdier? There you go.
Yeah, I got herdier in there. I think Rockruff feels like a pure breed. Houndoom sounds like a mutt to me. How wrong am I? I don't know.
What dog Pokemon is a mutt?
I think it's got to be herdier.
I'm gonna say it's just herdier. Yeah, just look at that thing. That's like that's got some Lady in the Tramp vibes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Herdier is very, very Tramp to me. The Tramp. That was just called the Tramp, right? Like he didn't have a name. No, Lady was the girl dog.
No, I'm talking about like the movie as like a collective whole.
Yeah. But like Lady and the Tramp. Lady was the girl and the Tramp was the mutt.
I guess his name was Dog. And the lady's name was Lady Dog.
Post in the comments what the Tramp's name was. If it was just the Tramp.
Arcanine is the purest of pure breeds.
Yeah, Arcanine's a pure breed through and through. He's so pure, he's fire. He's pure fire. Please. There are a lot of good boys out there. For sure. People are posting in the comments right now a lot of the best doggos. Yes, we've got Entei. Yes, we've got Arcanine. Yes, we've got Growlithe. Growlithe's a very good boy. But
we need mutts.
We need mutts.
We need some dirty dogs.
I think that's what constitutes a mutt. Oh man, I'm bad at
No, it's like a mixed breed is what a mutt is.
Is that right?
It's
okay.
It's just a collective thing.
This makes sense. This makes a lot more sense. All right, let's get into some Pokemon from all this dog talk. In some Smogon news, we got these two boys in the news. We got Gengar and Volcarona with a total of 58 votes, meaning a 60% majority. Wait, I didn't put that one in, but 60% majority Dragapult's no longer allowed in national decks. So
yeah,
look at that.
That happened earlier this week. Dragapult was banned from national decks with a 60% majority, which honestly isn't a lot. It's like just above 50% in all reality. But rest in peace, Dragapult.
Rest in peace, Dragapult. You're not going anywhere. Gengar and Volcarona have been voted to move to UUBL. So that's what they're doing up on screen right now. They're just not in UU right now. You just can't play with them. Which is sad for Volcarona, I think.
I don't know if they're good enough for OU. Like, they definitely don't belong in OU.
Yeah.
Like, I look at a Gengar.
I agree.
And I'm just like, underwhelming. That's just me.
Yeah.
Just use Spectrier.
Just use Spectrier. No, I agree with that. I don't think Volcarona is like, it's a cool Pokemon. It was one of my favorites back in, I want to say Gen 5. But it's just, ugh. It hurts when like a rock slide or any rock move, when a pebble is thrown at a Volcarona, it just explodes.
You have the heavy duty boops.
No. So we're talking about Stealth Rock. Yes, that makes sense. But it still goes down to any kind of rock. And if it has heavy duty boots, then you can't put a focus sash on it. And then it like really goes down to any kind of pebble thrown at it.
Then you go down to rocks and water.
Yeah. Rocks and water. That's like basically all that Canada has. So Volcarona probably not going to fare too well up north.
What baffles me is that Gyarados, Aegislash, and Terrakion all were voted to stay in UU though. And like those two made it out.
Yeah.
And those three stayed in, because like in my mind, in my VGC brain, my very slow moving VGC brain, Gyarados, Aegislash, and Terrakion are all better than Volcarona and Gengar.
Right.
Maybe less so Aegislash now.
Yeah.
But like Aegislash, like 2014 Aegislash.
It is weird that Terrakion stays in UU and Volcarona leaves UU. Because it's like one clearly beats the other. Just always, every time.
It's like Volcarona really dodges a bullet by leaving UU. It's like,
they did it to save Volcarona. They fully did it to save Volcarona. They were like, hey, Terrakion's here. Volcarona, just stay over in this next tier up. Don't worry. You'll be fine.
What rock types do we got in OU? Tyranitar?
We've got Terrakion. That's all you need.
Oh,
and OU. Yeah, I guess you can still use it.
I mean, you can still use it.
Yeah. All right. That's Smogon. That's all for Smogon.
Oh, no, you got Landorus in OU, though. Oof.
Yeah, that's it. Not a rock type, but still. Very spooky.
It has rock moves.
You've got rock moves.
I wish.
Right? Wouldn't
Just
that be
throw
nice?
it at the camera. My camera's also a bug tie.
Just so everybody knows, Pokemon has turned 25. Yay! Huzzah! Or will turn 25 next year. 2021, it turns 25. They're going to have this big anniversary celebration for it, which is going to be all year long. And they started the whole celebration by unveiling their new logo during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Did you see that? How did they do that?
A bunch of Pikachu danced, and then they pulled the curtain from something, and it was that thing.
Oh.
Pikachu with a 25 on his face. I wish I got paid thousands of dollars to design that one.
You've got a boardroom of executives clapping. They're like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Geometric shapes.
People love that. Honestly, I mean, it looks fine. It looks cool. But
I mean, until you compare it to the 20th anniversary one that actually looked cool.
Oh no.
I wish there was like a way that I could just send it to you right now, but it's like essentially that same image, except instead of just full yellow, it has like different starter Pokemon dyed in yellow, just together in a way that forms the head of a Pikachu. It's a lot
my.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. That looked really cool.
But yeah, apparently they made like a big deal about this, and even on Twitter they were like, "Details coming soon." Winky emoji.
Hey, how did they do the parade itself?
Well, the parade was, instead of multiple blocks,
yeah,
meeting at Times Squared or starting at Times Squared, whichever it is. They only did like 3 blocks, and it was closed to public. It was only like television. But they still did the parade.
I see. Did you say Times Squared?
I
like
say a lot of things
times
wrong, Mike.
With the little 2?
Hey, you said Friday times 2 equals Sunday earlier on.
That
I
is
didn't
true.
say anything about that, all
Yeah. Your face
right?
said it all, man. No, you're right. So what do you think's gonna happen in Pokemon 2021? Oh, hands
New
up.
game.
He's got it. New
New
game.
game.
New game.
It has to be. There's no way you have a 25th anniversary and you don't reveal a new game, right? Like
Mm.
that's so obvious. People are saying Gen 4 remakes. Maybe that's the new game. Who knows? I'm thinking somehow they're gonna do something with Kanto again, because they love to do that one.
Yeah, okay.
But let's hope there's a new game. If they do something with Kanto,
Well, that'd be the fourth
I don't even
fourth
know at this
iteration. We've
point.
got Red, Blue, Yellow. We've got Fire, Red, Leaf, Green. We've got Let's Go.
This would be the fourth,
This
yeah.
would be the fourth. Wow. But
I
we're
guess you
we're
have
all
Pokemon
assuming Diamond
Snap.
Pearl remake, yeah?
I mean, half of the year they kind of announced they have that Pokemon MOBA game. They have
That's true.
Pokemon Snap 2.
Unite, Snap 2,
That's
yeah.
that's supposed to be coming out soon. You got Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pokemon Sleep.
Let me, it, like, is that game still in development? Like, how long can a game take to develop?
Our Pokemon are trained now. Like now you got to wait until the next game and be like, oh, you can train your Pokemon while you sleep. Because that was how they framed it, right? They're like, oh, just send your Pokemon with you and they can, train while you sleep.
I guess. I mean, honestly, you might as well change the name from Pokemon Sleep to Pokemon Coma for how long it's been taking.
Oh, Kevin. You can't fire shots on this podcast. We've talked about this.
If Rick doesn't listen to us, clearly they released a Pokemon called Glastrier.
Oh, man.
They don't listen to this podcast.
Well, they also knew that you would be able to pronounce it for like 2 weeks.
Glastier.
Glastrier.
All you people in my comment section straight me in the wrong direction.
All right. The Dragon King Cup. Let's talk about Drag King Cole here. It's a single battle competition. It is coming up. Registration's open now until December 11th. Battles go from the 12th to the 14th. Single battle competition allows use of one restricted legendary on your team. Everyone who enters gets 50 BP. So they did a similar thing with the Tundra, the Crown Tundra only battles. But this one, it seems like it's all Pokemon, but you get to put one restricted legendary on there.
Oh, they're really, really trying to inch in those restricted legends, huh? They're really
Right?
just trying to poke them in there, get them in our mind, get us used to playing them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you guys know what's happening next.
Just wait
in
until
Series
VGC.
8,
I'm telling you. It's coming up. Series
Okay.
8, bring in all the legendaries. Bring in some legendaries. Series 9, bring in the rest of them. Make Series 8 like 4 or 6 months long. Don't just keep it 2 because you're running out of content, Pokemon. Watch out. Running out of stuff to release.
Real talk. If like the 25th anniversary, they do plan to release a new game, they're probably just gonna go ahead and have 2021 be the restricted legend format right away, just so they can end off the game cycle and then start fresh in the new game with like back to like just quote unquote Sinnoh decks or like whatever it's gonna be for the VGC 2022. It would just make most amount of sense. I don't know.
Worried about
Everything's different now.
I'm very worried about them restricting Pokedex again, especially after releasing it. You can't release it and then restrict it again. Oh, are you talking about for the new game?
Ban them all. Dex it at all.
Dex it. Kevin's a
Togekiss.
Kevin's very pro Dex it.
I'm pro healthy meta. I mean, honestly, the meta is I think the healthiest it's been right now. I think whatever changes they made feels really nice right about now. Like, yeah, you can argue that hey, Finny's on 55% of the teams. Hey, Aleki is pretty good. But like, just use the ground type and just bring a grass type. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, those are easy Pokemon to deal with.
Finny doesn't seem like a major problem. Like it
not at
activates a lot of teams, but it's not a major problem. Not as much as like Togekiss was. I think the easiest comparison that we all make is Togekiss.
Yeah, the only thing that Finny does well is mitigate dragon types and just stop burns from happening, which is nice. Like, remove all the hacks. I don't care. Maybe that's why I feel so healthy. You're just removing hacks the whole time.
Yeah.
By having a Finny on 55% of the teams.
Right.
But yeah, why is this called the Dragon King Cup if you're not actually forced to use any dragons?
That
Am I
is a
missing
good
something?
question, Kevin. Have you heard of Yuri Geller?
Yes.
Hey, so you,
Not until recently though.
not until recently. So Yuri Geller has given Nintendo permit. This one isn't really esports news, but we figure it's worth talking about a little bit. Yuri Geller has decided to give Nintendo permission to put Kadabra on Pokemon cards. That's just something we found interesting. The guy's a magician. He's like, oh, bending spoons was my thing. So he banned. He came for Nintendo. Was like, hey, don't print Kadabra anymore. And they were like, oh, okay.
I guess we can't.
Guess we can't do that anymore. And then again, if back to esports really quick, if you are watching this live right now, go redeem your Pikachus. You might have remembered for the past couple podcasts. If this is your first podcast, ooh boy, you've got a little bit of entering stuff to do. Boom. These are all of the Pikachu codes that you can put in your internet mystery gift in order to get a Pikachu with the hat corresponding to the different animes or different seasons of anime. So you've got the original cap, the Hoenn cap, Sinnoh cap, Unova cap, Unova cap. I should pronounce it properly. The Kalos cap, Alola cap, Partner cap, and the World cap. So go on in and get those. If you are listening to this on podcasts on Wednesday, I believe that your time is already up anyway.
Too late. Watch us live.
Too late. November 30th, I believe, is the last day. So if you're listening to this when it comes out on December 2nd, which of course is National Mutt Day, yeah, you missed it. Sorry. Go pet a dog instead.
Yeah. Make yourself feel better.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Kevin, I got a question for you.
Hello.
How was Balloon Week?
Balloon Week.
Tell me all about Balloon Week.
Phenomenal. I think some teams were good, some teams were bad.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I got people asking me for more balloons.
Really?
They were like, Kevin, why is it called Balloon Week when it's not a full week?
Huh.
Well, that's a great question. I started in the middle of the week.
Oh.
And it's a new week today. So, and also, it's Balloon Week end.
My week starts on Wednesday? Is that what
The
you're
thing
saying?
is, people wanted more of Balloon,
Mhm.
but I only got 4 new terrains to use. We're like, no, go back to Pincurchin, go back to Rillaboom. Guys, it's all been done.
It's all been
And they were
done.
saying unburden Balloon. Call it the Pop Balloon Day because you're popping your weakness policy.
Oh no.
That was a missed opportunity. Too late now. We got a
Such a
mic upload
missed
tomorrow that's gonna ruin Balloon
It's
Week.
gonna blow your socks off is what it's gonna do. Imagine it just has a balloon on it anyway. Just like I knew nothing about it. I just made a video that included a balloon. No,
Rest in peace.
it doesn't.
I mean, that would
Spoiler
have
alert,
been,
it
that been
doesn't.
convenient. But yeah, some of the teams were pretty good. I guess we'll go back to competitive Pokemon for a second. There were, I think, honestly, the best team that I had, or like the 2 good teams that I had,
Mhm.
were the Lele and the Drifblim. Lele is disgusting. It does still too much damage, and the more I use it, and the more I use the Specs Lele in Psychic Terrain, and use a Psychic on a Pokemon, I realized that, hey, thank goodness it doesn't have an expanding force, because if it did, that would have broken the game, like legitimately. But yeah, like right now, like even without expanding force, Lele is in such a good spot. I was OHKOing Stakatakas with Psychic.
Oh,
That's a resisted hit, guys.
wow.
On a
wow,
Pokemon
wow.
that has like a 110 base special defense, like that's a little ridiculous. I don't remember those special defense drops. All I know is I outcode it, and I was just like, "Excuse me." Along with that, the other team that was really good was the Tapu Koko. I ran a physical Tapu Koko with Drifblim.
Okay,
Does so much damage,
interesting.
and just having that speed control with the Tailwind just to make yourself even faster, and also having the Specs Aleki next to the Dynamax Koko with physical attacks is just a really good synergy because you kind of cover both sides of the spectrum. And you know, Aleki's kind of gross with Koko next to
Espeki.
it. Espeki.
It's the Espeki.
And what's nice about like Drifblim and Koko is that, hey, you resist the ground. You're immune to the
Facts. This is true. Hey, by the way, I want to go back to the Kadabra news because I received a message in the
The
comments
Kadabra
from
Kadungeon.
Ferna Bulax, who mentioned that Kadabra's Japanese name is actually very close to Yuri Geller, which I looked up on Bulbapedia, and its Japanese name is Jungerer. Jungerer,
I think the kanji is
which is
actually
Yuri Geller.
is kanji the word.
Kanji,
What's the
the
word for
like the Japanese like
the letters?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that is nearly like almost similar.
To
It's
Yuri
just like
Geller,
one line out of place. It's really identical.
which
Um, and,
I'm now
and I was
looking at
actually
the
looking
other
this up.
ones. Abra's Casey.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
it's a cute name.
I
Alakazam is
was.
Fudin, like Houdini. Oh, cool. Houdin.
I mean, Gen 1 does take a lot of inspiration from famous people. You have Hitmonlee and Hitmontop, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Chan. Yeah, so you got Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan.
Wow.
But yeah, I was actually looking up why he was so adamant against it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he felt as he didn't like the way that his character, because if this Pokemon is inspired by him, he didn't like the way that the character was portrayed in the anime as like an evil villain, because
Oh,
that's not how he wanted to be portrayed. That's
interesting.
kind of it. Yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
because of that, I kind of understand. Like
Mm-hmm.
you inspire a Pokemon, and then you're giving people the image of, hey, people who bend spoons are bad, which kind of ruins your whole thing,
I
man.
mean, that's fair. But like back, I mean, at this point though, with Pokemon as big as it is, like, do you want, like, don't you want to be associated with it like at all? Maybe this is why is lifting the ban, so to speak.
Mhm. I mean, I think nowadays with like social media and stuff, if he were to sue nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
he would get more negative attention than positive
Yeah,
attention.
like why are you coming
Back
after this
then,
children's company?
yeah, it's like what? Back then, like you could sue anything, no one would really care.
Right.
And if they care, they wouldn't be able to tell anyone about it.
Hmm.
Now you can start like cancel movements and stuff.
Right. Don't cancel Pokemon over this. It's not worth it.
Can't hashtag cancel Pokésports.
No, don't. So we're gonna take a little break. After we come back, we're going to be talking today about Ally Switch. It's been a major topic that's been talked about a lot, both this week and over the past, 10 months, year.
Ever.
Yeah, 24 months, 36 months, long time. We're going to get into it after the break, so we'll see you then. All right, and hello everybody on Twitch. First off, I want to give a major shout out to Totodile Dundee for the $15 total in Super Chat. $10 says, I'm late, but I arrived. Love you guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. And then
Thank
he
you.
says, just want to use Trick Room Palkia unranked. Right?
Best of luck, my dude. You might be able to in that singles competition.
Yeah. I mean, is anybody, like, drop us a line if you guys are planning on participating in the singles competition. If you're starving for BP, it's 50 BP. So, hey, go for it.
Mike, that was such a missed opportunity.
What?
During the Ally Switch, and that's a good point. Spec Titan said Kevin used Ally Switch during the podcast. We could have had ourselves flipped as like a screen.
I fully can. I still can. Oh, that's such a good point. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Live.
We're doing it live. Keep talking.
This is
keep
why
talking.
you come live. So guys, it's time to vamp. Q&A time. Q&A with Kevin. The QQQ corner. Let me give me questions.
Corner?
I didn't want to use the other letter.
Kevin cries
I just didn't want to say the other letter 3 times. The QQ. Yeah, give me questions. Also,
Easy.
you see this nice shirt? You can get it on patreon.com/Pokésports.
Wow, look
podcast.
at that. Look at that.
It's a nice shirt. You got a mic? I guess I'll give this a nice little bit of attention here. Move my mic out of the way. You got me catching the gold prize. Mike, they're not seeing the shirt.
They're seeing the shirt.
Okay, you got me catching the gold prize.
Yeah.
And you got Mike catching this little tiny turd called Dracovish. Disgusting. Pokemon.
Wait, but if I look over here, oh, it just keeps. Okay, good. Nice.
Patreon.com/Pokésport.
We're gonna use Ally Switch during this. It's pretty great. I mean, hey, like the fun part is that this is now
Oh, they
like
get to see
only
my
accessible. This is only accessible to people on YouTube. So the people who are watching this on YouTube have already seen like the putting together of this. There's
Well, no,
no
some people
payoff.
watch this live. Some people they watch it after the fact.
Yes, but I don't edit it anymore. I don't cut out the breaks. You
It
see
was
what I'm
worth
saying?
it. It was worth it. Guys, no one tell podcast listeners.
I can't change the name. We're not changing the name. We're talking slots up here. This is the X-Rays Ovation slot, and this is the Still Just Mike slot. And no one can tell me otherwise.
Mike
I wish
is red.
I could.
Kevin is blue.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of like a pink. Mike's a pink.
Yeah, it's like a magenta.
I'm like a baby blue.
You're like a BBBBBB.
King BB.
King BBB. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's talk shop. First, a very important question. Pierre asks how you keep your hair so fabulous.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know.
Oh,
Genetics.
good answer.
That's pretty much. I actually don't do anything. And then I hear stories about my girlfriend spending like 6 hours like treating her hair or something. I'm just like, well, yeah.
Oh, did I say
get out of
Twitch?
the shower.
I meant YouTube. Oh,
We're
don't
on Twitch.
don't demonetize me, YouTube.
Don't speak of that.
Yeah, really.
Look at the Twitch.
Lupus Rex says $5 with the $5 super chat says otherwise.
No, he doesn't say otherwise. He says otherwise.
Who?
Lupus. He said it yelling, so you have to yell.
Oh, I thought this was a thing. I don't know if I understand what this means.
Me either.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let's go back to the podcast then, huh?
Thanks, Lupus. I hope that you don't actually have that disease.
Oh no.
What? I said I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair. I just never thought about it. Oh. Now you're making me think of him. He's the 13th though, so I mean, good for him. Family Line's doing fine. All right. Toadell Dundee with the super chat $2 says Trick Room viable on singles. Yes. Yeah, harder to pull off, but yes.
Not as much, but
yeah,
it's doable.
Fully doable, but it's not as majorly used. Let's get back to it though. Here we go. Hello, and we're back. It's time, folks, to talk about Ally Switch. It's something that we've talked about a little bit on the podcast before, but we've never really gone in depth. And I think it's a really interesting topic to talk about in that it has literally won tournaments. Ally Switch has literally won people tournaments. It has also lost many more people tournaments. And so the question that everybody begs to have answered because of that is Ally Switch too OP? So Kevin, you've done the journalism on this. Why is Ally Switch a hot topic right now?
So competitive Pokemon player, VGC player, Paul Chua, shared a video on Twitter where a Porygon 2 Ally switched next to a Venusaur and caused the Urshifu close combat on the opposing side to go into the Venusaur for ineffective damage, and then the Max Phantasm from the opposing Dragapult to go into the Porygon 2 for immunity, thus winning him the game because he was able to get one extra hit off on what would have been a double KO. This is essentially like Ally Switch is in its final form. It's the fact that you can just take a winning team, make one simple switch, and then turn that whole team upside down and just stall out a battle for one more turn. Sometimes that turn will make a big difference. The turn that you would have KO'd this Venusaur, that's a sleep powder opportunity that he gets. The turn that you would have KO'd this Porygon 2, that's a Trick Room opportunity that he could have gotten. There's just different situations like that. So that started like a Twitter revolution in the VGC Twitter. Any people out there that follow like a bunch of VGC content creators, VGC players would know because they definitely saw this over the course of the week.
Yeah.
A lot of them were proposing the question, is Ally Switch bad for competitive? And if so, why? And if so, what can we do to fix it? Which is kind of like what we're going to go through here today.
Right.
You have any bad experiences with Ally Switch, Mike?
I've had nothing but bad experiences with Ally Switch, Kevin. I'm a singles player. I don't use Ally Switch that often. I grew up playing singles. This is my first year actually working on VGC. Oh my gosh. The fact that, like, I think you mentioned with the way that grass works with like sleep powder with spore, it just doesn't work if it hits another grass Pokemon. So it's like you can't use sleep powder on an ally switcher if it has a grass Pokemon beside it, because there is a chance that your Pokemon will just not get to play that turn.
Yeah, like ally switch. Like I was interested to hear like your opinion, because like you said, you didn't play with ally switch before this. Ally switch is actually a relatively new move. It wasn't around in X and Y. It only came out in Gen 7, which it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't a TR, so not a lot of Pokemon got access to it. Nowadays, it's a TR. Everything gets access to ally switch, which is kind of the biggest issue in my opinion. So, like, when answering the question, is ally switch bad for competitive? My answer is yes. And I have a lot of reasons why. My biggest one is that it has too many Pokemon that can learn it. Like, you have some dumb Pokemon that can learn this thing. Like, Cinderace can ally switch. Rotoms can ally switch. Stakataka can ally switch. Like, one of the slowest Pokemon in the game gets a +2 priority move that literally switches its spot.
I don't think I knew that. What?
Yeah, it's like some really dumb thing. Like a really dumb Pokemon get ally switch, and that's the biggest issue. And whenever people bring up the argument that like, hey, ally switch is just like any other redirection move, like follow me or rage powder, that's not the case, because the difference is the distribution of Pokemon allowed to use ally switch is far greater than Pokemon that are allowed to use follow me and rage powder. So, I can name all of the follow me and rage powder users like in 10 seconds.
right. Yeah. And like whenever you see them, you kind of know what they're going to do, but there's some Pokemon that like you don't know if they do have ally switch or if they don't have ally switch. And it's like that's the move where you kind of need to know if that's a possibility or not. Now, what do you say to some of the people in the comments who are saying to keep the priority or else it's useless, Spatula Titan?
I do mention priority later.
Okay.
I think that's one of the ways to fix it is by removing the priority. Like, if they're gonna make it spammable, they have to remove the priority, because it makes no sense that stack attackers should be allowed to go before a taunt can stop him. I think the biggest problem is the +2 priority. If you make it a +1 priority, then you can kind of work your way around it, because you have access to like prankster taunters that can stop it. But like, you can't even taunt this thing. Like, it's just gonna happen no matter what. You can only taunt for the next turn, and that's if you hit that taunt and he doesn't ally switch your taunt away.
Right.
But yeah, like going back to the whole too many Pokemon learn the move thing. Moxie Boosted did some very nice calculations on like his video, explaining how his opinions on ally switch, and what he found is that follow me and rage powder users, because they are so scarce, will almost always have follow me or rage powder in their moveset because of their scarcity. Like that is those Pokemon are good because they have the access to that move, which means you can predict it. It's predictable. You can play around it. It's not RNG based. But when you give like 100+ Pokemon access to ally switch, you have some Pokemon that have like 60% usage, 2% usage, 40% usage. It's all over the charts, because ally switch just becomes a move that, oh, I can add this because I have a spot for it. It's not a move that's crucial to that Pokemon acting the way that Pokemon does. Right. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, Togekiss is notorious for follow me.
Yes.
Cinderace isn't notorious for ally switch, but it has ally switch. So situations like that, you just add RNG to a game that already has way too much RNG to begin with, which is the biggest problem with ally switch in my opinion.
Okay. No, I think I'm getting what you're saying here. Is just like, it's, if you're going to have a move that is just so incredibly OP, just take away some of the Pokemon that can use it. Now, it seems like they may have actually done that. Let's take a look at Politoed. You remember that? How we thought, and a lot of people were reporting, that Politoed did get ally switch. And there were a lot of, like, I would hazard a guess to say that Politoed is not continuing to see a lot of play right now and didn't see as much play before because it didn't get ally switch. If it did get ally switch, Rain would have dominated weather.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's a big point, especially because Politoed has such a limited move pool to the point where like Perish Song is actually a viable option for Politoed. So I mean, you could just literally replace that fourth move with an ally switch and then just be as irritating as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
chat's
do
also
agree.
mentioning like Dragapult has ally switch. Like
Yeah,
why?
right.
Like why?
Dragapult has enough. All right. There is a point where you're like, okay, you can stop.
My dude was banned from the national decks earlier this week.
Fact.
What more can he have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, removing it as a TR would have been amazing too. Just let it be in the move pool for certain Pokemon. Don't let it be a thing that people could just learn.
It also goes back to the fact that like ally switch has such little counters for it. There's only like 2 abilities and 1 move that can really counter ally switch.
Right.
Because you can't even taunt it appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
So you only really have Propeller Tail on Barraskewda, Stalwart on Durlodon, and Snipe Shot on Inteleon. But like, all 3 of those aren't popular Pokemon. They're actually not very good in the meta right now. Durlodon was for a while, but like not anymore, right?
Those days were nice. Landing the Stalwart attacks were so fun.
Yeah, it was like your only way against Indeedee, Hatterene. It was nice. It was nice while it was there, but it's gone now, Mike.
I like some of the suggestions of removing its spammability. So like making it only effective the first turn that you use it, and then reducing its effectiveness or its chance to actually hit, much like Protect, if you go for it again.
Yeah, they just make it like a 50%, a 70% chance to miss if you use it the second time. I mean, that would help nerf it, I think.
I would say that Ally Switch and Protect have very similar use cases.
Yeah, you use it to stall a turn and protect your Pokemon for a turn. It's very similar case there. I mean, they had the foresight to make Protect not super spammable for obvious reasons.
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe they have the foresight to change this in the future. I mean, I feel like if they're going to nerf this move, that's the one they go for.
Right.
They're not going to remove TRs because they like it when they're
I think TRs in general were a good move, though.
I think the
making
TRs
Ally
were
Switch
fine.
one was probably weird, but TRs in general are good.
Making close combat one was really cool because you got to see a lot of Pokemon that never had that fighting stab gain that fighting stab, which is really nice.
Oh, man.
There were just some instances where it was nice, but like Ally Switch, that wasn't very nice.
No.
I think the problem with spamming it is that there's no drawback at all. And what it does is you take an Ally Switch, you show your opponent the Ally Switch, you take the Ally Switch, you put it on the table. If your opponent is good, they are terrified.
Right.
Because every single turn from that point on is a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
It's like, do you go for the left Pokemon? Do you go for the right Pokemon? That might be a simple decision to conceptually, that might be a simple decision. It is the world's hardest decision after your opponent uses Ally Switch. You do not know what to do. It's just a window shutdown because like every turn is a 50-50.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like at least if you had the Protect thing, right? You'd know, okay, he can't reuse it twice.
Yeah, no, that's true. Revealing, like you said, revealing Ally Switch, it completely changes the game because now it's like, oh, are they going to do an actual move or are they going to switch again? Like now I'm not only having to deal with what the one Pokemon is doing, I have to deal with both of those Pokemon with each of my individual Pokemon in every single turn. Like, no other move do you have that same thought process. It's a very unique move. It's a very cool move, but the fact that is the thought process that you have to do makes you got to kind of, up its scarcity a bit. Because right now, it's definitely a little too much. So how else are we going to be fixing Ally Switch?
You have a couple of things. Like we already talked about removing its priority. We talked about distributing it to less Pokemon, giving it that 70% chance to miss if you use repeatedly, just like Protect.
Yeah.
I say just ban it.
Oh.
I'm all for banning it. They banned Dark Void, and Dark Void had like an 85 chance to hit or something. Just ban it. I got another option. Just remove it from the game entirely. If they could take away my boy Hidden Power, they could take away Ally Switch.
Interesting point.
I mean,
let me take a step back. I appreciate your point, Kevin. You have been heard. Now let's say this one. How about Series 8? Don't add any other legendaries. Don't add anything. Take away Ally Switch for a month. See what happens. I'm so curious, actually, what happens to the meta if Ally Switch isn't there.
It's almost like better players will win more games and worse player will lose more games, because that's essentially what Ally Switch does. I'm also not like trying to say that anyone that uses Ally Switch is bad, by the way. I use Ally Switch because sometimes that's my win condition.
Me too.
You should always play towards your win condition.
Yep.
But yeah, it would be ignorant to say this move wasn't a little bit of a problem, because it's kind of a problem.
Yeah. No, and I mean, a lot of people have been saying that about a lot of different moves. I think Ally Switch is just kind of the one that people have been the most vocal about. But like GilVGC in the comments says he has the same kind of situation with Spore. He admits that it's personal, but same kind of situation with Spore. I can think of a couple just off the top of my head. Expanding Force. That was a big one for a while for people. They didn't like that at all.
But even with Spore, it's like that's on 2 Pokemon right now. It's on Amoonguss and Shiinotic. So it's really only on 1 Pokemon right now.
Right.
I'm not trying to devalue Gil's point. I'm just saying compared to Ally Switch, which is on hundreds.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like if you see an Amoonguss, you're like, oh, that's gonna have Spore. Oh,
that has Spore, that has
sad.
Rage Powder.
Yeah.
Because it always has those 2, and if it doesn't have those 2, that player is doing it wrong.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna go back to the Ally Switch is just another redirection move thing.
Yeah.
Even like for Follow Me, it's so much better than Follow Me, because for Follow Me, you really focus two attacks on 1 Pokemon, and unless that Pokemon's a really tanky Pokemon, it will probably go down if hit by those 2 attacks, right? And if it goes down to 1 attack even, your next attack now gets targeted into the Pokemon you were trying to protect. When it comes to Ally Switch, if you switch, you don't get to retarget that move. Your moves just go into 2 moves that you didn't want to go into. You get me?
Yeah.
It's like my favorite classic like series 7, not series 7, series 5, series 6 core was just like Porygon 2 with Marowak, Alolan Marowak.
Right.
So easy to Ally Switch that. Because one you want to hit with the fighting move, one you want to hit with the ghost move. Guess what? Nope. Double immunities.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. That is rough. I like your point about removing it from the game. It's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen, but it's a very funny universe to think about. Like Hidden Power was a good move for sure. I don't know if it needed to be removed.
A lot of people even speculate that the whole reason the Players' Cup is open team sheets is because of that move. Because at least now you're able to know when your opponent has Ally Switch. Because of how much it just it like devalues the game competitively because of how much of an RNG factor it is.
Because of Ally Switch, they're open team sheets.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's the reason.
No, well, it might be one of them. I was thinking about Hidden Power. I was like, oh, well, Hidden Power is another reason why. It could be another reason why things are open team sheets now. Because imagine a world where it's open team sheets and you just have Hidden Power written down. Now you're like running through the Rolodex of like, okay, what could it be? What could that Hidden Power be? And then you go in with something assuming it's going to be one Hidden Power, and then it's a completely different Hidden Power that ruins your Pokemon because the opponent built for that.
Yeah, that is a good point.
That would be scary.
Back in like earlier generations where
Ally Switch. Go ahead.
No, not Ally Switch right now. Hey, this is back to Hidden Power. Back when like earlier generations with hidden power, and you were like writing your team sheet for a live competition, you wouldn't have to state your hidden power. You just write hidden power. That's all you had to give them.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Fair. No, I was listening to that whole point. I wasn't ally switching us. No worries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're good. Okay, so I mean, let us know in the comments too, and let us know on Twitter what you think about Ally Switch. What's a hashtag that we can put for this? Hashtag Ally Switch, obviously, and then hashtag
ban ally switch.
ban out.
Delete
Oh
ally
no,
switch.
I was hoping for like a Pokésports
Delete.
related thing. You just go like straight for the jugular.
Pokésports hashtag delete allies.
Somebody in the comments right now, I need you to think of something, because
delete
obviously we're not the
Pokésports?
marketing experts here. We got to get somebody. If only there was Bravo Ampharos with the dunk right there. Sup Pokésports. If only we had an item that prevents ally switch. Yo, an
That
item.
would be an interesting world.
Let's have that
Maybe
do
just-
like two separate things, like increase attack by 20%, but also always targets your target.
Free stalwart.
Yeah.
We need more Pokemon with stalwart. We need more Pokemon with moves that maybe more moves need to get buffed to ignore redirection.
That's fair.
Because we have Snipe Shot that ignores redirection, but maybe we can, I don't know, have Psyshock ignore redirection. Maybe Moonblast can ignore redirection.
Yeah, that's fair. Like more moves that ignore redirection. Yeah.
Just add some secondary effects.
Oh, and then hey, Game Freak, listen up. Then that also opens you up to create a new ability that ignores that ignores sure targeting.
Let's make a new ability that ignores the ability that ignores the.
Yes. Yes, we're using our brains here. We've got a lot of hashtags rolling in. I like PSP Switch, so let's use PSP Switch. So if you have a thought about Ally Switch, go and tweet it to us at PokesportsPod with the hashtag Ally Switch, with the hashtag PSP Switch. And yeah, we'll give it a like or a comment or something. We'll interact with it somehow. It'll be
Kevin
fun.
build a team with all 6 having Ally Switch.
Yes,
That's the
we
dream, dude.
can. That's the problem.
That's the issue. It's actually not as hard as you think it would be.
Yeah, right? We'll do that after the
Kingler gets
podcast.
Ally
We'll do this
Switch.
like right after the podcast. We'll figure out. Did you just say Kingler? Excuse me?
Hold on. We're gonna have a fun experiment real quick. I'm gonna go to Pokemon Showdown. Great website. You guys should visit it. I'm gonna go to add Pokemon and
We're
then
gonna go to
type the
Pokemon
word-
Showdown. Heard of it?
I'm gonna go and click the word Ally Switch and and just name some
Please.
that you would never expect. Okay, Blissey,
Oh,
Calyrex, Ice Rider, and Ghost Rider. So can't wait till those are legal.
huh.
Nihilego, every Rotom form, Marowak,
There you go.
Alolan,
Mhm.
Dhelmise. We got Metagross, Porygon Z. The list keeps going on and on. We have like
Wow.
even Togekiss, but you never saw it because you always used Follow Me instead.
Malamar. That was my whoa moment. Galarian
Kadabra,
Rapidash.
since it's on topic.
You want to use the Galarian Rapidash on your team? Toss Ally Switch on it.
just Ally Switch. That's all you gotta
Right?
do.
Poltegeist. We kind of knew that. Wow, there is a
Regular
long list.
Rapidash, you don't even need Galarian. You could use regular Rapidash.
Right, right.
That's so sad.
And again, to really drive home the watch out when legendaries are a thing, Mewtwo, Celebi, Jirachi, Necrozma, and both of its forms also get Ally Switch. Welcome
Deep
to
sigh, so
Pokesports,
sad.
the podcast where we list off all of the people who get Ally Switch.
Stack Attacka,
Stack, attack, tack,
Naganadel,
nag, nag,
Knick-Knack,
nick, nack, batty, whack, give a dog a Naganadel.
the Cruise.
Necruz moves?
The thing is, if you're one of those players that runs Follow Me and Ally Switch on your Clefairy, I have to have a one-on-one with you.
Oh no.
Because you don't need both. I gotta have a talk with
Have
you.
a seat right there. Oh no. That's such a
What
shame.
if it was changed to do damage to the user on every use,
Ooh.
says Travis. That is a
Ooh.
good point as well.
Interesting.
I like that.
Good use of super chat there. I would not hate that. Like if
Just
you were
make it
allowed
do
to do it.
50% of your HP every time you ally.
50%.
Yes,
That's
50
too
on both
much.
Pokemon. I am nerfing this to the
That's
ground, Mike.
excessive. Give it
Make it
like
a
12.5.
ally switch mind blow is what we need.
Wow. Okay, well that's fair. And with that, I think that's a good time to call things here. Kevin, you done?
I didn't know I was being waited on. I didn't know you were waiting for me to finish. I'm sorry.
This one was your baby, dude. Good job.
Oh, dude, I know. Do you have any closing thoughts on Ally Switch? Would be my question. How do you feel about Ally Switch? Because I think I already mentioned, like, don't not use it to make a point. Use it because it's in the game, and if
Right.
you're gonna, and if it's your win condition, play to your win condition.
Use it because it's really good and it's a problem. But also
the right way?
it works for us very well in that if we get a lot of people using it, then Nintendo will realize that it's a big problem and do something about it.
You know, a year later when they release a new game.
Yeah.
I think who said it? I think Joe UX9 said it the best way. Who cares about Ally Switch? Just win. There you go. Just win.
I love Joe's mindset because he's like, don't use Pokemon you I don't want to paraphrase, but it's like, don't shy away from the meta. Just win.
Just win.
Just win.
Your favorite Pokemon's Wobbuffet. Too bad.
Get a plushie and then win.
Here's a Tyranitar. Use it.
Exactly. I agree in that it does bring a little spice to VGC. It brings a little bit of you never know what's going to happen. If all else fails in your strategy, then boom, you have an ally switcher that might be able to pull you out of it. And for some, that might be really good. For those who like to rely heavily on their skill and think that they have developed a lot of skill in VGC, especially over the first 6 generations, wow, this is turning into a full-fledged thought. It's hard to make that mental switch, especially since Ally Switch is such a new thing. It's like you have to completely change your mindset from like, I know how to win to I know how to win unless oops, So I don't know. I think it's good and it's healthy, but I also think it's polarizing for people who are used to something different.
It's one of those things where it's like good for the viewing audience, not so good for the competitive audience. Like your players hate it, your viewers love it, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, I miss too many high horsepowers to need ally switch to be in my game, so
Right.
I have enough RNG in my games to spice it up. Don't worry.
I miss enough 95% things. Like, we're good. All right, that's the end of our podcast today, folks. I hope you enjoyed. For those of you who joined us on YouTube today at youtube.com/Pokésports, where we record this live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you for joining us. Remember, go on to Twitter at PokesportsPod. Send us a message with the hashtag AllySwitch, hashtag PSPSwitch about your thoughts on Ally Switch and what you think could be improved on with the game if not for the things that we've already said. Instagram, of course, Pokesports Podcast, rate and reviews on Apple Podcasts. And then there's Patreon. Patreon, folks, is a virtual tipping and reward service that you can do many things. One of which being the league, which is going to be opening up this week. I'm really excited for this one because, again, it's a time where people kind of know their stuff a little bit more than before. So I'm betting that this month we're going to be getting some really interesting teams. Maybe some meta heavy, maybe some meta breaking, who knows? That can all be found at patreon.com/Pokesports Podcast. Speaking of Patreon, I want to give a big shout out to all of our fantastic patrons. People like, let me get the list ready here. There we go. Ahmed, Swede, Dante, Elijah, Zach, Colton, Sheldon, Trevor, Alex A and V, Brian, Carlo, Lights Zout, Lewis, Neil, Ro Ixon, Ryan, Scott, Josh, Dustin, Jack S, Jack C, Jack B. We still don't have that Jack A, folks. Jesse, Joseph, Jolly, Pierre, Martine, Rowan, Spencer, T-Mad, I am, Jonathan, level 1 Pidgey. Guys, please protect your level 1 Pidgeys. It is so difficult out there for a level 1 Pidgey. Just lend it an umbrella. It's getting cold out there. Give it a coat. Federico, Greg, Jason, King Boo, LA Caveman, Mallory, Soen, Ryan, not the Ryan from the beginning that was after Ro Ixon and before Scott, but this is a Ryan that is after Soen and before Tristan, and Tofu. That is all. Those are all of the patrons that I'm shouting out today. Thanks to M- for every single second of every single piece of music that you hear on this podcast. The one that you hear at the very beginning and the one that you hear at the very end, possibly the one that you heard in the mid-roll if you were on podcasts. I've shut down.
Night, guys.
Good night. All right. And there it is.